Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good whatever. Here we are today. It's a very, very exciting time. I'm here with Elizabeth Elinor, the spiritual warrior. My name is Sue Sagaris. I work with women leaders, and we are with Crystal Hill of Hill House Publishing on an amazing journey, creating this wonderful, wonderful book, which is launching right now, the 17th of March 2023. Yay! We're going into print. We're going into writing. We're out there, and it's been such a journey. It's been so beautiful to be connecting with these people in such an inspired and beautiful way. So it's my pleasure today to be hanging out with Elizabeth. And I'm going to start out by reading a little bit of her bio because it's actually amazing. It's so exciting. So Elizabeth's whole world changed when a psychic told her, "You can do what I can, but obviously you don't know it." This opened a door to 7 years of intense training in past life regression, which led Elizabeth to exploring the many layers around vibrational frequency, energy, and dimensions. She also discovered the link between the science of quantum physics, epigenetics, and the vast realms of alchemy. And it was here where she stripped away many layers of trauma and emotional dysfunction as she remembered her spiritual sovereignty. And I am smiling a bit because I know that is the mark of someone who's done the work. We go on. After more than 25 years of evolving through spiritual practices and techniques, Elizabeth is now a qualified magnetic mind coach and founder of the Women of Light movement, guiding women to their superconscious intuition, divine wisdom, and creative genius. Accessing this sacred aspect of our consciousness is the ultimate reality shift in living the life you were placed on earth to experience. Elizabeth lives in South Coast in New South Wales, Australia, where she met her life partner. She writes about the magic behind this meeting in her chapter, which is called "You Can Have It All." And I'm going to ask Elizabeth in a little while to share some of that chapter with us. But before we go there, I want to know about this meeting the life partner. I'm sure everyone else is curious about that. So can you tell us a little bit about how that happened?
Well, thank you so much, Sue. It's such a pleasure to be being interviewed, and we've just totally connected, haven't we? All the way
We
through
have.
the whole process. So it was actually really an interesting experience because, as I say in the chapter, it's intuition and creating doesn't always happen the way you think it's going to happen, and it was a really intense day. That the particular day that I met my partner, it was a really intense day of working online. I'd been, like the whole day, I think I was doing workshops or something, had been watching this screen, for nearly 12 hours. And it was the evening, it was coming up to the afternoon. And I thought, I just want to go to the beach and ground. I just need to get my feet in the sand. And, I live next to the beach. So I walked down, and I was the only one on the beach, I thought. And so the waves were really big, and I was doing a Facebook Live. So I was not even, taking any notice. I was on, wow, look how big these waves are. And I never engage with anyone when I'm doing a Facebook Live. And so next thing I know, this guy walks past, and you see me on the Facebook Live wave at him. So my spirit knew, my consciousness wasn't the same. But yeah, we were the only two on the beach. He spent 10 minutes at the end of the beach getting the guts to come back and talk to me. And yeah, so he stopped and chatted, and I'd finished my Facebook Live, and we've spoken every day since, and now live together and engaged, and yeah.
So what actually got you to the beach that day was that you had your head in the technology all day long, and you just needed to get grounded. So
yes.
you were listening to some kind of inner message about
Yeah. Yeah, it was, and it wasn't, and that's what I sort of break into a little bit in my chapter, is that intuition doesn't have to be this big download. It doesn't have to be chills all over your body like some people get. Sometimes it's just one of those steps in the process, and you're just thinking it's a normal, it's part of these cookie crumbs, as they say, that you're following because you're holding the end result of what it is that you want to create. So sometimes our unconscious and our conscious are not even aware of what's going on. You're just following this path. And yeah, it was just one of those normal days. Just decided to go down, and he lived in the street next to me.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while we're on this, you've mentioned your chapter, and before we go too much further, I want to share with everyone who's watching this a link to our page. There we go. So if anything that Elizabeth is sharing at the moment is starting to pique your interest, you need to get a copy of this chapter, don't you? And on launch day, you'll be able to purchase that for only 99 US cents on Amazon, but we will be able to send you a link which will take you to your own Amazon country, where you'll be able to flawlessly and seamlessly make that transaction. And it will be here at this link. So don't forget, you can go there now if you want to, and you can keep up with all of our pre-launch activities, but certainly get there on the 17th. So back to this little tiny nudge that you had. It's a big nudge about going to the beach, but it was a tiny nudge about finding your life partner. Like we didn't have a clue about that at that stage. But serendipity would have it that he decided to turn around and come back.
And I actually, as a magnetic mind coach, that's what I teach women and some men, is about holding the desired end result of what it is that you want to create. So I had it in my head that, I'd done all these other, I was successful in my business and my, my health, I was living the luxury, living the life I wanted to. And it's like, wouldn't it be nice to spend it with someone? And, being 50, you sort of go, well, are you going to be able to find someone? So all of the logical questions start, coming in, and the limitations of, am I going to find someone? Will they have baggage? Where will I be able to find my life partner? And I don't like dating apps and all of those things that come in. But when you hold, the end result of what it is that you want to create, that's when there's, the magic comes in, and those little chance encounters, right? Who would ever think that I would be just going down the beach? He lived in the beach, like I'd been there for over a year and never met him before.
Amazing.
And by the way, we actually both discovered, not only did he live, in the street next to me, but we both knew similar people in Armidale, like in the
so far away.
Yes, yeah.
How incredible is that? So now, when you said you were intending, or you had a desire, you said, wouldn't it be nice now that I'm ready, now that I've arrived in this state that I wanted to be in, wouldn't it be nice if I had this? So was this how you put out your desire to the universe? Wouldn't it be nice? And you mentioned that you were focused on it, but how were you focused? Did you get up every morning and, have this visualization and take yourself through a discipline and do it chanting? What did you do?
It is really, to really be a conscious creator, it's about making the decision to really choose your reality. And so if you don't make that choice every single day, then those choices of who you are and what's influencing you in the day will get decided outside of your consciousness. Everything out there is wanting to pull you into their consciousness, their influence. But I teach a method of really making a choice and stepping into that in a visual way. It only takes about 10-15 minutes a day. It's not just about relationship, it's about living the life you love, being the creator of your life, health and vitality. We set up, that's what I do with my clients, is set up what it is that you really want to create in your life, not from your ego or your mind, or like the agenda of the unconscious, which is limited, but from the expanded version of you, which I call the superconscious. And so, like hold in that space of all that you are are here to achieve and to experience, and being able to be in flow with that instead of feeling blocked to who you truly are.
Yeah. What if somebody feels like they couldn't possibly access their super consciousness? How would you, do you feel that people need to be ready? Do they have to have a certain level of readiness to be able to work with you, or?
Not necessarily. We all have the ability. I've had all levels of clients. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer sometimes it takes 6 months for women to actually discover what it is that they truly want, because we're so conditioned to serve and nurture everybody else. And what is it that I want that's not coming from lack, but coming from a true desire just to experience? This is what I choose just because I want to experience it. And so that's the whole process that I take them through with coaching and mentoring. I do a technique called recoding. So what we do is we find what that end result is. We then look at what's going on in your current reality, and we clear all the resistance. The codes from where, the codes come from the superconscious. So we clear the codes, and then we just move gently, what's the obvious next step? And we move gently towards, with your intuition, your divine wisdom, into creating what it is that you want to create in your life. It's a very beautiful, very, very powerful process.
I have a sense that this clearing the codes is something that perhaps feels more like a wave washing over you in the ocean.
Yeah.
Rather than an aggressive pull it out by the root type thing.
Oh no. And that's what's really beautiful about it, is that you don't even need to know what it is that's limiting you. So there's no, going back and re-traumatizing yourself through, what were these old experiences that I had. It's actually just clearing it in your current reality. So you don't have to, like our neural pathways wired together from the trauma. It's actually just clearing that without having to go back and re-traumatize yourself. So it's very, very, it's this beautiful, gentle wash, and people go, wow, even people that are a bit like on the fence, I'm feeling really relaxed. That's one of the things that they notice first. But there's very different. It's an amazing process, actually. It's a cherry on top of everything I've done prior.
Yeah, being relaxed is such a wonderful gateway to opening up what we really desire, isn't it? And in my experience, I think sometimes people avoid the deep, deep relaxation, the fear of the complete letting go.
Yeah.
Because we don't know, for some people, we don't know what's going to come up. And, part of our conditioning perhaps is around that, don't trust yourself. Whatever you've got coming up is going to be too much. It's going to be too much for everybody. So you already have to dampen it before it even comes up. Or for other people, it's like they're so used to putting other people first and taking what's left over that we don't really even know, because we've numbed out. We've numbed out what we really want. And I find the classic litmus test for that is if you sit down with someone at a cafe or a restaurant and they look at the menu, and the way they choose is by eliminating all the things they can't have. Or they
Yes.
think, oh no, I can't have gluten, I'm allergic to this, that'll be too much carb, that's too much fat. No, I ate meat yesterday, I can't have that now. And, you know, and what are you having? Oh, well,
Yeah.
okay, well, I can't have that then. You know, and so it goes, and what are we left with? Oh, a side dish. Or
yes, right. Yeah. What's really beautiful about this process is it's not overwhelming, and there's a real structure to it. So that's what I love about it, is that it's very feminine in nature because it's intuitively based. And it's using the masculine of structure and action, you know, passionate action. And so, you know, the whole thing is about looking at the process of what's going on for you, and clearing those limitations, so that, you know, you're not overwhelmed, you're not, you know, not validated, or because it's our identity that does all of that stuff, right?
yes,
It's all about living in your intuitive nature and your true, you know, purpose in life. Yeah.
and it's not wishy-washy at all, is it?
No, that's the thing. You know, I'm very intuitive. That's how I work, but I'm very grounded. I love the
Yes.
science behind all of this. You know, epigenetics is involved because we're clearing generational history, and past lives. But, you know, it's the focus, and, you know, we talk about the double slit experiment and quantum physics, and, you know, all of those things as well. So it's based in science, but there's that beautiful, gentle energy of the energetics around it as well. So, you know, it's got a real beautiful balance.
Yeah, I love the sound of your work. Now, is your chapter all about your work, or is it also more about your story? What can you tell us a little bit about it, and then maybe choose a piece that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, it's more about how I met Tim, and also, you know, I'm sort of talking about the process of creating, being a conscious creator, through that process. So I'll share a little bit of the start of my chapter. So it starts with, I nearly missed him because I was looking on dating apps, and he just casually smiled at me walking along the beach. I had a list, and he didn't check all the boxes, because I thought my man would be someone that was going to push me out of my comfort zone. And I have felt nothing but safe and comfortable with him from the start. And because he didn't show up with bells and whistles, but slowly and humbly expressed his soul. But let me back up and tell you a few things first, because as I realized, finding inspired connections, manifesting your dreams, and having all your desires fulfilled does not happen instantly, especially if you have been conditioned towards self-sabotage and limitation. There are certain things you need to know about having everything you desire, and unfortunately, it's not taught in any school. You see, I have been on a spiritual and personal development journey for 25 years now, and I've watched myself and others manifest and create with the laws of attraction, but not consistently. I spent several years exploring quantum physics, string theory, and epigenetics. I've read the Bible from cover to cover 3 times to explore the wisdom in there. I trained for 7 years in intense past life regression, stripping the layers of my soul and spirit to find the core of my being and find enlightenment. All of which brought about a beautiful soul journey from feeling broken, neglected, and abused to feeling like I was achieving the results that I was destined to experience. But I felt there was more. I knew there was something, an inner knowing that kept pulling me forward. I felt like I wasn't getting the results fast enough or consistently enough. And I wanted to know, why not? So I'm going to leave it there.
You're going to leave us hanging.
Yeah, leave it hanging. Absolutely. You've got to read the chapter to find out more.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love how you had your checklist and then
Yeah.
you abandoned the checklist.
Yeah.
I wish more people would do that.
The checklist is often our mind, right? We're
Yeah,
coming from, this is all the things that, because I need to feel safe.
yeah, yeah.
But
And these are
the
all the
spirit
things I
knows a
don't
lot
want
more.
because they hurt me before. These are all
Yes.
the things I don't want,
Yes.
except that it's reversed. And so here's what I think I want, but it's only a reversal of what I didn't like,
Yeah.
rather than, what do I
You know
desire?
what's really interesting is that it took me about 6 months of getting to know him to recognize that actually he was everything on the checklist, which is really, which
Through
is
new
really
eyes. Yeah,
yes,
you
new
had
eyes.
new eyes. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, how beautiful. So what you thought was out of your comfort zone when you made your list turned out to be a different kind of comfort zone expansion than what you actually received. You actually received something that was way beyond your old comfort zone, but it was just in another realm almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, he's definitely my soulmate. We're friends first, which is so beautiful, like we just have the same. Like, seriously, ladies, if you're listening to this and you haven't got a partner and been thinking about, I'd love one, but, and have all of those, like, I can't find anyone and it's the same repetitive patterns, they're just a different face. I'm telling you, there's not much for you to do to actually clear those limitations and just to tune in to the field and like be able to be attracted to that person. In fact, you may be about to share with
I'm
me
going to
about,
share something right now, everybody,
yeah.
because I know you're going, well, tell me how. Okay, so in combination with this wonderful book launch we're doing, Elizabeth's got something else for you, and here it is. There's a link. You need to copy this link down. It'll be in your show notes, but if you can also see it on the screen, please do your best to copy and paste it.
It's
And
a long link. If I'd realized, I would have changed it, but sorry.
that's the link to get you to calling in the one. So I can't screen share, so it'll just be like this. Tell us about what people are going to get when they go to this link.
Okay, so Calling in the One is a 12-week online program that I'm running. It starts on the 20th, so we don't have much. It's a limited time, but I'm doing a massive discount. It's only $555 for the 12 weeks, and there is a payment plan available as well. But basically, it's broken into 3 sections. So every month we're going to be working on specific things. So we're going to be working on, recoding and clearing things and discovering what is it that, you really do choose to experience. Who is it that you want to call in? What are some of the limitations? We're going to, look at grief and, what are some of the things that needs to be released out of your body so that frequency is not in alignment with, the mess that has been created before, right? And so that everyone can really fully align with their intuition and, have those chance encounters on whatever it might be that is your destiny when it comes to really connecting in with your life partner and soulmate.
Wow, it sounds like just the right thing for certain people. Now, how much is it normally?
Normally it'd be $3,000 package.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is this is actually a training process and an experiential.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So do they get Q&A with you in real time?
Yeah, so we have a weekly webinar and a fortnightly chats and connections where we can do some group coaching. And I've also got a technology that holds a particular frequency. So we've got a Facebook group, and the community will be held with the frequency of love and confidence and nurturing, and there'll be other. I've just got to tune into the group to put in the imprints of that frequency. So the whole 12 weeks you'll be held in a frequency to support you in that, connecting with that soul partner.
Right. So if people were just to go to the woflmovement.com/calling in the one, they would see a landing page that would describe all of that, and normally over $3,000. But because we're doing it in conjunction with this book launch for people who are watching this, then you have to go to this long gobbledygook link, which you can copy and paste from the show notes, and then you get the $500 option.
Yes. It's also, I can share another link on my link tree. So that's another option. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And what's the address of your link tree?
Linktree.com/Elizabeth Elinor, I think. I did send it. We can maybe put it in the comments below.
I have got to figure out how to do that in real time. Link linktr.ee/Elizabeth Elinor, ELIZABETHELENOR. So that's where you go to the link tree for Elizabeth Elinor, and you can find all her links in there. So I will come back now to our landing page here for our book, and I just want to express my deep gratitude and fascination with this woman. And I cannot wait to read her whole chapter, and looking forward to getting together with you soon and seeing what other magic we can co-create in the world.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Take care. Thank you for listening.